Buckle up. It's about to get real. Welcome to Interviews with Ashanti. I am your host, and I'm thrilled to dive into the journeys of fascinating individuals from all walks of life. We'll explore their stories, their struggles, and their successes. The real talk you won't want to miss. Let's get into it. Welcome to Uncut with Ashanti. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, and I'm super excited to have you join us for tonight's conversation. Make sure to follow us on YouTube at Uncut with Ashanti for more exclusive content. Tonight, we're joined by Latoya Chin, a multi-talented entrepreneur and business strategy coach who's built multiple successful businesses. She's passionate about empowering others to achieve financial freedom and live a life of purpose. When she's not building her empire, she loves to travel and spend time with her family. Get ready to be inspired by her entrepreneurial journey and insight. Welcome to the show, Latoya Chin.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you. I'm grateful to have you. I just want to start off if you can go ahead and just introduce yourself to my listeners and just kind of be able to tell them a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So, hey, everybody. Latoya Chin here. I'm originally from Miami, Florida. I actually reside in the Atlanta, Georgia area now. Prior to becoming an entrepreneur and getting into business, I was an educator. I actually love my job. I hated my income, and I'm sure someone can relate to being in that situation, or maybe someone is still in that situation where you are grateful but not satisfied. That was me. I absolutely love what I did. I just did not enjoy what I got paid for it. And someone introduced me to network marketing and direct sales, and it opened my eyes to a whole new way of earning multiple streams of income. My parents are Chinese Jamaican. They never really had an education, but my grandmother was very big on education. So I followed every rule that she set out, which was, go to school, get a good job, all the things. And it just wasn't enough for me. I've always desired more. Once I became a do it all mom to a now freshman in college. My daughter actually is attending Penn State right now. It changed me though completely. I wanted more time with her. I wanted more financial freedom, and I was looking for ways. So I got involved in direct sales and network marketing, and it completely changed everything for me. So Ashanti, that's kind of where the journey started. I failed several times in network marketing, been in 14 different companies, but I've also been at the top of 8. So with many failures I've also had some success. And then I went into personal development coaching and business coaching. I currently lead a team now in the travel industry of over 1,400 travel business owners that I get a chance to coach and mentor, alongside with my business called Moms Making Moves, where I coach other moms who are in the world of entrepreneurship or looking to explore entrepreneurship because they want to spend more time with their kids. So that's really the gist of who I am so far. If I missed anything along the journey, I'll, of course, be able to backtrack with you. I'm also a FAMU Rattler, so if there's any Rattlers on the line, I am a graduate of Florida A&M University.
So impressive. Congratulations to you on everything that you have accomplished and that you are accomplishing. And also just so many lives that you're changing along the ways. It's just very beautiful to see, Like I absolutely just I love that about you and just everything that you are doing.
Yeah, it's really been a blessing. One of the things that I've been a big advocate for is getting people to really figure out what their purpose is, what you're passionate about, and then finding a way to make a profit from it. Putting yourself in a position where you can actually utilize your gifts and your talents, things that you would do for free. How can you find a way to monetize on it? And so that's one of the things that I've really been able to pull out of people who I coach and mentor in business when I'm dealing with different product sales or sales in general. It's usually finding those people who are extroverts, who aren't afraid to take risk, Entrepreneurship is non-traditional business. It is a way where don't have any guarantees, and I think a lot of people are so conditioned to work a 9 to 5, to work a job, that as soon as someone introduces them to the idea of taking their talents and becoming an entrepreneur, it's scary. It's very risky for a lot of people. But you can do this and that. You can have a good career and you can start a business. You can have a 1099 and you can have a W-2. There's no need to choose. We live in a day and time where you can have it all. And that's something that I spend my time every day just reminding people, like, don't limit yourselves. Most of the things that we put in front of us, the limitations are all in our head.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Where did the mind shift come from? Like you started as a teacher, and like at what point did you say, okay, like I have to do something different. I want to do something different. And how did you keep that consistency and momentum going for it?
So it's all about who you surround yourself with. One of the biggest things that has to take place in order for you to have a breakthrough and to step outside of what you're used to and do something different, to be able to push through hard times, is you got to change your circle. And a lot of people struggle with leaving friends behind. They struggle with leaving family behind and moving into a different group of people. Having a coach, having a mentor is important. Like, people don't understand the importance of getting out of your city, of getting around new people, of making sure that if you want more, you got to be around people who have what you want, who are after more, who can push you and give you the opportunities that you need. Because for a lot of people, it's in you already. You just need an opportunity. You just need somebody to open the door for you. Once you're able to get an opportunity to be able to let your gift shine, you go for it. And I see it happening within our organization with Get Money Meta.
Absolutely. I see it too. You're right. You're right. It is definitely a mindset. I think if you change your mind and get yourself around people that want to see you win, and especially if they're giving you the ingredients, right, to be successful, um, you're going to be successful.
Oh, without a doubt. And then, of course, then your work ethic plays a major part. You've got to be able to create mental toughness. But one of the biggest things that lead to success is understanding boundaries. People have always wanted to know, like, how I've been able to manage is you've got to be able to know when to say yes and when to say no. You got to be okay with telling people no the way they're okay with telling you no, and not try to pour from an empty cup. Sometimes we give, we give to so many people and to our family, to our friends, and then we have nothing left. And so you got to be around people who can pour into you.
Absolutely. I agree with you. What are some common misconceptions about building a successful business? And how do you address that?
A lot of people tend to think that building a business is filled with a lot of secrets, and really, it's a system. And system is just an acronym for save yourself time, energy, and money. For every single thing that we do, there's a systematic way that can lead you to success. What happens is people come in and they recreate the wheel, they try to do things their way, and you have to be able to adjust to things being completely simple. A lot of people feel like that's it, like they want more when you give them the blueprint to be successful as an entrepreneur. And really, it's not hard. The truth of the matter is it's not hard. It's actually not easy, right? But it's a simple method in everything that you do, in every industry. There's a systematic way to win, and people feel like everything is just out of their reach, and it's really not. Success is much closer than you think.
When you first started and when you got into the business, like let's just say I wanted to get into this business, what would be those steps? Like what steps would you need to take, or what steps would someone need to take to get in it and then to be able to keep that momentum and pivot in it?
Being in my business is it's a relationship business. Well, really, you and I talked about this before. Every business is a relationship business. So you do have to understand that people buy you first. You are your brand. It doesn't matter what you sell, what you do, people buy you first, but they buy why you do it. And in order to, really be successful here, is you got to be driven by something and utilizing what I do as a vehicle. So I'm in the travel industry. I help people start their own business. I help them to, of course, create 8 additional streams of income on top of what they currently do. They can earn up to an additional 10 checks a month through the system that we have in place, but it requires proper coaching and mentorship. And a lot of times people are know-it-alls. Shanti, let's just be real. People are not successful because they want to be the it girl. They want to be the man. They don't understand that sometimes you got to humble yourself, learn from somebody who came before you, and be okay. Every coach has a coach, every mentor has a mentor, and there are people who've been put into your life to be a blueprint. I've been through a lot personally in my personal life, and I know that everything that I've been through, all of my tests, became a testimony and is now a survival kit for somebody else. So they don't have to experience some of those things that I did, because now they can use my experience and combine their drive to be able to now have a faster way to success, getting a personal blueprint. Because in business, you got to customize things by every single person's lifestyle. There are people who join that are moms, there are people who are joining that are single, there are people who are married, people with no kids, there are people who are caregivers, right? So it just all depends on your why. Why do you want to do the business? What are you looking for? What I do is teach people to want more, to have more, and how to get more.
Absolutely, I agree with you, and we've talked about that. I think it boils down to consistency. Like if you are consistent in it, like people will naturally see that it's something that you want, that's something that you're willing to put time and effort into. We make time for what we want.
When I say that consistency is everything, it is everything. I'm going to give y'all a big secret. You can do something wrong. If you're consistent, you're still going to win. The most consistent person wins, even if they're doing it wrong. You can mess it up. If you mess it up long enough, consistently, you'll figure out a way to get it right. Most people never win because they're inconsistent. They don't stick with anything long enough. And for a lot of people, they're doing the right thing. They're not doing enough of it. For a lot of people, they're on the right path, but they do it when they feel like it. You got to do it on the hard days. You got to do it when you don't feel like it. You got to do it when you're sick. You got to play hurt. Michael Jordan, Tim Grover, all the successful sports professionals, everybody had to play hurt. They had to push through. You got to understand how to go through life after, mourning loss, after, rebuilding your life, after divorce, being a single parent, having to do it all by yourself. There are some people who are single parents. I always let people know I'm a do it all mom because I raised my daughter, just me and her in our household. But I have an amazing village that have allowed for me to be able to do the things that I've been able to do, where she doesn't lack because of our community in terms of family and friends. And other people may be able to relate to that. And so I've just made a switch, and I've conditioned people to recondition how they think about their life, because every home is built differently. Some of us might have been raised by a grandparent, an aunt, uncle, been in different situations, but it's all about the village. It's all about the love that you receive. Doesn't matter about the title. It shapes you to who you are.
You're absolutely right. I agree with that. I feel like that too because like when we had spoken, you said that like some people just choose to look at life through the victim aspect of it. Your life becomes what you believe. If you are always negative, I feel like you're going to have negative income. Outcomes. But if you're positive, you're going to have positive outcomes.
Yeah, you don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you picture, what you feed your mind. If all you do is think about, what you don't want, that's all you're going to keep getting. Have you guys ever said, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want to eat McDonald's, I don't, everything you don't want, when somebody asks you, what do you want? That's where everyone struggles. They struggle with figuring out what they want and consuming their mind and their daily activity with what they want. They tend to spend more time talking about everything they don't want, things that they keep experiencing, and it just keeps repeating itself.
You are absolutely right. That is very true. What role has like self doubt played in your journey, and how do you overcome it when faced with uncertainty or failure?
Self doubt, I think, drips on us all. And the key thing is to not stay there. Being able to power shift mentally does take time. It does take personal development. But again, you've got to know who your person is. We all have that one person or that individual who can help us shift. right? They're the most positive people in the world. They've got just a beautiful smile. You got to know that if you're doubting yourself, you got to get around people who believe in you. If you're doubting yourself, you got to put yourself in a position to just speak to somebody who speaks life into you, right? Who will help you to bounce back, who will pour into you and tell you that you are great, you can do it, right? The things that we've been through doesn't have to define us. A lot of things that are going on right now is people are letting social media put them in a place where they doubt themselves because of the way that they might look or because of the way that people are going to perceive them. Or really, you shouldn't care, right? It should really be about self love. And that's one of the things that helps when you really do develop yourself. You're able to eliminate any doubt when you know that you can do anything that you put your mind to, and that if you can't do it alone, there's always someone that gets put in your path to help you along the way. God always sets us up with somebody who has the answer to the problem. And sometimes the answer to the problem is you. You're the problem and you're the solution. Then other times there's someone who can come in and help you to pull yourself out of a rut. And one of the things that I encourage people to do is find your village, find your circle, get your people and know who your people are. And they should know when you go quiet what it means. They should know when you're off your game so that they can help you if you do fall. A lot of people are lonely and they don't get help. Mental health is real. I always encourage people to get a coach, to get a mentor, but you also need a therapist to take you backwards. I deal with people's future, therapists deal with your past. And I always let people know you need them both sometimes. And some therapists aren't paid. Sometimes you got that friend, that mentor in your church or in your community, someone who may have been a neighbor to you that's like a parent. We all have, different spiritual leaders maybe that can just help you. Just lean in on your gifts and lean in on those people who can always pour back into you when you have doubt dripping your subconscious mind.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Mental health is real, and I do agree with you 100%. You have to find your people. You have to find your tribe in a sense, or someone that you can look up to. Community. This is just going to keep it very honest with you, but also knows how to be gentle and nurturing towards you in different situations. But I do feel like you definitely have to heal from trauma. Um, so that you can kind of get in a different mindset, because it's kind of hard, like when we hold on to things, it is difficult to sometimes move forward or see the light in another aspect.
Yeah, and I mean, we all have bad days, and I try to not even claim the bad days. I think we just have character building days. We have things that tend to challenge us, but we can shift and recognize that we have way more than other people. And sometimes just having that sense of gratitude can also help you to be able to say, I'm not where I want to be, but thank God I'm not where I was. And being able to acknowledge the growth and the things that you have now were once the things you prayed for. You hear these things, you might see them on social media, but it's real. It's real. And everyone just needs reinforcement and reinforcers.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I wanted to ask, how did you get into content creating? I know you do a lot, so how did that journey start with you? I mean, for you.
So one of the things that I learned in business is that people don't hear what you say, they watch what you do. And so I learned the importance of inviting people into my world and still being private, being able to invite them on the journey. I recognized that social media was the platform to actually validate everything I did offline. So I was coaching, I was helping people, I was traveling, I was doing all the things, and nobody knew. They would just hear my story, but sometimes they wouldn't believe it. So I wanted to make sure that I was just very authentic on social media and that I was utilizing the opportunity to be able to be an inspiration and motivation to people. But then I realized that you have to be motivated on your own. So my content needed to be something that gave somebody hope to be able to say, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it. Mess it up. I have some days I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm still learning, right? But again, this is when consistency kicks in. This is when being around people who are smarter than you makes a difference. And then I started making money. People started joining my business from social media. People were like, I've seen several travel agents, I've seen several leaders, but I want to be with you because I've been following you. I've been watching you. I watch you on different platforms. I see the success stories, and now I want to be your next success story. Can you help me? And then I may help them in the travel business, but really I help them start their own, beauty shop. I have people who, were once, looking to get into group homes. They sell hair online, just all kinds of press on nails. I mean, all the businesses that you can start by actually showing the life, showing the good, the bad, the ugly, and the success.
Absolutely, I agree with you. That's amazing. That's so incredible. How do you use your travel experiences to inspire and educate your audience? And what's been the most impactful trip to you so far?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So travel is something that I've always wanted to do more of. Every summer I traveled to Jamaica. My parents are Caribbean, so I had an opportunity to travel, but I didn't get a chance to enjoy it. We weren't really the wealthiest growing up. So I had to experience travel differently. But I love the beach. I'm a water baby. I kind of wanted to give my daughter that same experience that I had, but on a higher scale. And I knew that once I did, that there would be other people who wanted some of the same things that I wanted. And it gave me the opportunity to, travel to different places because I understood the power of being a merchant versus being a consumer. I learned the benefits of being an insider of travel, where you can travel more, smarter, and earn. And then the power of the 1099, where you can write off some of your trips because it's business.
Absolutely.
So it was like, let's double dip. I can have this and that. Again, I love it. I was traveling anyways for other opportunities. Other businesses that I was a part of required me to travel anyways. My daughter played volleyball, so we were traveling. If your kids play sports, cheer, football, basketball, as soon as they start traveling, guess what you're doing? You're getting on planes, you're staying in hotels. Why are you not getting paid for it? And if for no other reason, just using your own services is what I would teach people. Be your own best customer. My most amazing trip was to Hawaii, not for myself, but because I was able to take my mom, my niece, my nephew, my daughter, and a friend. And I paid for everybody and gave them the experience that they never had. And it, to this day, has been my best trip ever. I've traveled, to several different places, but that by far was um, one of the things that I will never forget. That all the sacrifices and hard work didn't just allow for me to see the world, but I was able to also allow for my family to benefit from my sacrifices and my
Absolutely.
business.
That is beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that is always going to be important, when you are able to just put yourself in that position where you can just give and be in that moment to just enjoy it and give them something that, they're just happy. It's a memory that you make that lasts a lifetime.
For sure. And one of the things that, is powerful about the travel industry is nobody can take those memories and that experience away from you. It's one of the things that gives you the opportunity to really enjoy life, but also enjoy your loved ones at the same time. I never wanted my why to be my why not. So I never used them as an excuse. I always use them as a reason why to say I'm going to make the sacrifices now and I'm going to make sure that they benefit from everything. And not just them, but my community as a whole. I wanted everybody who is attached to me to win. And I knew that I had to go first. I may have done it first, but I'm not going to be the last.
Absolutely. Hey, I love that. I want to ask what's the most significant lesson you've learned about the relationship between money and happiness?
Yeah. For a lot of people, money is a part of happiness. It's a very fine line. Money is a tool. We need it. We need it to take care of the ones we love. We need it for the lifestyle. It's how we give. It's how we serve. It's how we survive. But it's really not everything. If if I could tell anybody anything about happiness is money versus money, is to make sure that you're happy before money and let the money be the complement. You should create happiness around genuine love, genuine people, creating happiness around things that make you smile and bring you joy, and then allowing for money to just enhance it.
I agree with you 100%. I feel the same way. I feel like if you chase money, you're just going to be chasing numbers forever. It's going to be exhausting. But if you chase what makes you happy, the money will come. Like it'll just come naturally, like what you said earlier. Like once, if you are already passionate about something, you know your purpose, and you can turn that into a business, you'll be happy forever.
Oh, absolutely. I don't even chase money. I attract it. I I speak every day that I'm a money magnet. Money just comes to me, and it comes to me behind serving. I live to serve. The money is just a byproduct of my service.
Absolutely. Yes, purpose is power. That's true. I wanted to ask, with the social media aspect of it, has social media helped a lot in the businesses that you currently have and run and help support?
It really does. Sometimes it helps support because it's therapy for me. It's a chance to be able to share. It's a chance to be able to just be raw and real. But it's also a chance for other people to be able to witness and decide if it's something that they want to do. That inspiration becomes opportunity for people to say, you know what, I've never done this before, but I'm willing to bet on me as long as I can get help. So social media has allowed for me to share success and allow for other people to share the success they've had under my tutelage. And it's also, just a powerful tool. But I love it. Sometimes I need social media because I need a pickup. Sometimes I need somebody to make me laugh. Like there are days I'm going straight to Melody's page and I'm like, today's been kind of rough and I don't want to keep talking about business. I don't want to talk about numbers. I don't want to do any more quotes. What I want to do is go over here and get a good laugh. What I want to do is get knowledge on life skills, not just business skills. And so it also is an outlet for me to get connected to other people, right? Everybody's social media platform is used for something different and everybody should be known for something. And I just love to utilize it for, different things.
Absolutely. I love that. We have some questions in the chat. Kayla's asking, how did you really change your mindset and make that shift when believing you can achieve success in business? And what steps did you take to make that change?
So, one of the biggest mindset shifts that I had, um, and how it happened was when I started to actually have success. Like it was like, oh shoot, this works. Like I was like, oh hell, I'm gonna do that again. It was really like I can do this. I had to get a win. And I don't know if you've ever just been in a place where you just keep taking L's, you just keep getting losses, and then you finally get that one win. That's all it takes. That one win can shift everything. That one comment, that one like, um, it could just be something so small that can help you shift. And once you make the shift, you never want to go back. You want to have it again. It's an adrenaline that you become obsessed with.
I agree with you 100%. Melody said, what do you have to say to someone that's suffering from anxiety that wants to speak publicly but has a great fear of it, or public speaking?
So that was kind of me. I mean, I've always been a teacher, but I taught kids. So I still educate, but I educate adults. Big stages. I've been on a stage with 6,000 people. I've been in small rooms. I used to be afraid of the microphone, and now it's, what I'm used to. But one of the things that really helped me is I had to use certain strategies in the beginning, Melody. So, like, first time speaking, I really found the exit sign, and that became my comfort zone of not looking at people, but staying on point with my purpose. Start in small settings. I tell everybody who has stage fright and who's afraid of speaking and they get anxiety is first things first. Put yourself in a position to start small. Small beginnings help you to get accustomed to just speaking and just being in front of people, and then learning that it's not about anyone's reaction, it's about your delivery. You got to deliver at your absolute best. And if you struggle with um, being in a public forum, try not to look at people, try to look away from them and look above their head, never down. um, Another thing that can really set you up when you're dealing with anxiety and speaking in front of people is being able to have someone who comforts you, where you've got, your best friend or somebody there that you can use their energy. So before speaking, I'm always looking for my people who will give me the energy I need. And sometimes you just got to get in the rhythm of it. And if the right people are there, it'll help you to kind of just go right into your purpose and your calling at that moment without being so afraid and focusing on it.
That is very true. I love that. How do you stay ahead in your industry and what's your strategy for innovation?
I get up before everybody else. I go to bed later than everybody else. You not gonna outwork me. I take naps. I take breaks. I am an advocate for self care. I love me more than anything. I never begin my day without personal time, prayer time, and self care time. I don't take any calls or appointments before 10 a.m. because I always wanted to have time for me, time to be a mom, and time to make sure that my house was in order. So that has really helped me. And again, I've said it already, but boundaries is everything. Living by the calendar is a must. If you don't schedule it, it won't get done. You guys are absolutely amazing, but I promise you, you're not as good as you think. You're not going to remember everything. You better write it down and don't blame it on age. Your brain is running at 1,000 miles an hour, and you need to book appointments, schedule it, and stick to it. You got to be a person who learns how to commit to your commitments and discipline your disappointments. And when you master those two things, you'll become unstoppable.
Thank you. I needed to hear that too because sometimes I am in super woman mode 24/7, and I need to definitely invest in that because I'm just like go 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 go, and I need to make sure that I do that more often.
Yeah, you're actually doing everyone around you a disservice by not being a person who's poured into you. You're actually running on fumes, and sometimes you're short tempered. You're only giving people a little bit of you instead of the best of you because you didn't give yourself a chance to recharge and reset.
That's very true. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make sure that I invest more into myself and pour more into myself. What's the most important lesson you've learned about trust, loyalty, or forgiveness?
Ooh, all right, here we go. You're not talking to the businesswoman anymore. You're gonna get Toya from me. Loyalty is everything to me. I'm not even gonna play around with it. I cut people off. Disloyal people, I give grace with space. So I will forgive you, but you don't get to come back in my space again. And I don't know if that's just the cancer in me, but when I cut you off, you cut. I don't do well with disloyalty. I feel like people who are loyal deserve and earn a space in your life. Even if they don't have the talent, even if they don't have the gifts, just knowing that you can depend on them, that they got your back, allows for you to be your very best and to move into your purpose when you got the right people around you. And what we tend to do is we keep forgiving and giving chances and chances and chances, and it actually puts us in a position where we're dimming our light and you don't even know it. You actually are trying to forgive people and helping them, and you're hurting yourself at the same time because you know you can't trust them. You know that they're not going to stay committed and down for you. They're not going to represent you when you're not in the room. They're not going to put you in a position where they honor who you are and what y'all have built together. So why even give them another chance?
No, I agree with you 150%. 100, that's how I am. I can learn from people, I can grow with people, but once you show that disloyalty, then it's like you got to stay there, you know? I wish you the best, but you just have to stay there. You can't sit at my table no more.
Yeah, and you can still even do business with them. You can still be cordial, but you got to protect your space. You got to protect your mental health. We have triggers, right? Like some of us has personally developed and we've grown, and we don't want people to set us off. Um, just in the group chat the other day, like I tell people, I'm crazy too. I just keep it locked up in my purse. I don't want to pull it out for just any old reason. But every now and then, I keep a can of crazy because people will push you and you got to let them know, hey, I'm not the one, but I got to do it in a professional manner because I got more to lose. What we have to remember is people who push you don't have anything to lose. They don't care enough. You got to make sure that you set yourself up to remember that you work too hard, you come too far to let somebody mess you up, knowing who they are, knowing they're not loyal, knowing they're not going to be down for everything. People are selfish, you know. The bottom line is they're selfish people and they don't care. And if they've had so many losses, they want everyone to lose with them. And you got to make sure that you move yourself far away from those people. I know that there are people who can trigger me, so I stay away from them. I remove myself because I don't trust Toya from Miami. Now, Coach Chin, she's different. But I understand that I got to keep myself around the right positive people. And there's nothing like being with a group of loyal individuals who really are down for you and got your back.
Absolutely. And that's definitely what we do at Get Money Meta. It's a lot of love and a lot of growth, loyalty, and people that are just really committed to the goals of what we're trying to achieve.
Oh my gosh, the love I have for people I've never met, I cannot explain it. Like I
I
cannot
know, right?
explain it. It's like I be getting ready to fight people through the computer. Like, don't mess with them. That's not what you want. It's
I know, that's
one of those
right. Same
things where
way.
it's like it's the community that we have and that we've built is so strong, and I absolutely love the fact that we're well protected. I wake up some mornings and people who we thought were with us are no longer with us. They get removed. I don't even ask questions. I'm like, clearly they stepped outside of who we are and they don't stand for what we stand for. I don't even ask because I know that if we had to take somebody out of this community, they weren't really down for the community in the first place. They were selfish. They weren't understanding that we have to uphold and maintain being a positive community of people that's putting people on. Like, we're not just content creators, we're actually helping people become business owners. We're actually putting people in a position to have more, to get more, to believe in themselves, to start their own businesses, to do grant writing, to just everything, being able to build brands and start their own, companies. You just became our admin for YouTube, our YouTube group. What you're doing right here with this platform, Ashanti, you absolutely deserve every single flower because you are giving people the opportunity to be their authentic self and have a platform to share with you. And I want you to know that without Get Money Met, I would have never met you, right? Without this opportunity, we would not be here. And so I have to say, like, without Earl, without Kayla, where would I be? I wouldn't have all these new people in my life. I wouldn't have new strategies that I've been looking at. Like, okay, how are we going to get this t-shirt thing going? How are we going to get that? Like, my brain goes at 3 o'clock in the morning with all these ideas of how I can help and be a part of this movement because of the people. And we get to separate ourselves from everyone else. We get to show people something totally different where it may have started off one way, but there's a lot of gatekeeping in this world, and we finally are a community that doesn't gatekeep. And I'm not a gatekeeper, so to find other people like me, I was super happy.
Yes, I agree with you. And thank you so much. I feel the same way. Like, I've come into this space. It just turned 3 months for me. And it's like, y'all are just family to me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Wherever I'm needed, I will just get in there and do it, like whatever it takes. And the same way, like, my mind races. I'm like, okay, how are we gonna get the merch? We need to do this. We need to, like, every day. I'm like, we should do this. And every day there's new ideas because I just feel like I'm just in a space of people who are so inspirational, motivational, people that want to move with purpose. They have so much to give and offer, and I'm just like, okay. And then the podcast, it brings that out. Like, I'm showcasing what you do, what you are able to do, and what you can do for others. So, like, it's truly just been a huge blessing to me because you're right. We would have not met each other. None of us would have met each other.
Yeah, it's just really been just a big blessing, and you need it because there's so many people who doubt you. There's so many things that go on that stop us from being able to do and be who we are destined to be. And you've got to keep the right people in your circle. I mean, it just leads, you to every area of success by having the right community, online and offline.
Yes, 100%. Absolutely. I think you have to protect your energy, but at the same time, I feel like if you are in, if the circle doesn't inspire you, it's not a circle, it's a cage, right? Because it's like you're
Hmm.
not able to leverage, you're not able to grow. You're just, it's just like you're stuck, So I just kind of feel like it's really important to always be around inspiration because that's not going to ever hinder you. If anything, it's only going to produce, greatness out of you.
Being around givers. I don't want takers around me. If this community was just out here just trying to take, it wouldn't work for me. You got to be a giver. And that's what has allowed for us to connect with the right people. We each understand that we play a part and we can contribute something. And it's so important that we don't miss out on being around givers by also giving and being open to receiving, because some people are, it's hard to receive because people throw in your face what they do for you and things like that you've been through. And then here you just got this amazing community of people who want to give, who want to help, who want you to be better, and you just got to surround yourself around it every day.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I love that. I got another question from the chat. This is from Kayla. It says, how do you move past people who are very close to you, who don't believe in you or what you're working towards?
Kayla, you got to show them, baby. You can't move past them. You got to keep them right in front of you as motivation. They always tell you to use your haters as motivators, but really it's patience. They actually love you. They're afraid that you're going to do more and leave them. And sometimes you do have to leave them to get to success, but they're always going to be your family. I'm going to be with my family for Christmas. I'm going to be with my family for the holidays. But you know what I get to tell my family? You guys didn't want to support my business, so you don't ask me to help you with the money I make for my business. We're going to sit down at the table. We're going to enjoy being here for Thanksgiving, but you didn't help me make any money, so you can't help me spend it, right? You didn't believe in my business, so don't ask me about my business. And I'm not going to ask you about your job that I didn't believe in, that I don't like, nor the man that you with that I don't like, right? People are always going to have a way of showing you that they can't respect that you want more because they can't want more for themselves. So you're going to have to be the example. You got to prove to them that what you were doing was for the better. And the only way for them to actually, they may never believe, but they will respect. And Kayla, I want respect for you more than anything. Respect is at the top of the list for people who don't believe me. You don't got to believe in me. You don't have to believe my business, nothing. But what you're going to do is you're going to respect that I did everything I said I was going to do, that I grind for everything that I have, and that I help people. What you're going to have to acknowledge is, even though you didn't believe in me, it didn't stop me from getting what I knew I deserved, what I wanted, and what was for me.
What advice can you give to some of the listeners who are wanting to step into some of the fields and things that you have done over the years?
Starting off, you just can't do it by yourself. Being successful requires a team. It requires surrounding yourself with people. It's not a do it by yourself business. You need the support. You need people who have strengths that you don't. And one of the things that really helps people who are jumping out of their comfort zone, when you don't know something and you connect with people who do, now you know. So I may not be strong in makeup, but if I'm with Kayla and we are together that day, she beat my face just like she beat hers. Guess who's bad? Me too. Didn't matter. I didn't know how to do it. I roll with somebody who's the best of the best. So my weakness now is a strength because of who I'm attached to and because of who I'm connected to. So being able to just pull from each other's strengths and weaknesses when you first get started in a business is going to give you that boost of confidence to keep going as well. Things that are new are uncomfortable. Like The truth of the matter is, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You got to say, I'm new at this. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'm going to keep doing it until I get better. Right? We all didn't know how to ride a bike. We all didn't know how to walk. We had to keep falling. And then eventually we got the hang of it. It's the same thing in business. The fundamentals don't change. You got to fail your way forward. And the faster you embrace that you're going to mess it up, the quicker you're going to gain experience to be a master.
I love that. That's so true too. You have to attach yourself to somebody that knows something that you may not. That's how you're gonna learn. You're not gonna learn no other way anyway.
And who the heck wants to sit and study? We don't do encyclopedias no more. Like, no, like, tell me the shortcut. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Tell me. I'm coachable. I want to hear what you did so that I can do it. I don't want to take the long road. I want to be able to get it now because I was smart enough to listen to those who had wisdom who came before me. That's what you need. You got to connect yourself, to people who have what you want and are willing to give you the help. Yes, Kayla, in my Kevin Hart voice, help me. Seriously, help me. So
Absolutely,
important.
you got to. You got to. If you don't, you'll be out here like learning forever.
So I do have all my social media platforms, but Facebook is my hub. I am on IG. I am on LinkedIn. I got Threads. Still haven't figured that out yet. Very transparent about that. Um, and I'm an admin with Get Money Meta. I'm connected to all these amazing people, and if you know them, you got me. But I'm
I'm
definitely
so
on all the
grateful for you.
social media platforms.
Well, y'all heard her. Make sure that y'all check out Latoya Chin. She's on all social media platforms. Her hub is Facebook, but she is on every platform. So you guys make sure y'all check her out. If there's anything you want to learn, you can always reach out to her as well. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I just want to say I appreciate you for taking time out to be able to connect with me today. It means everything.
Oh, this was an honor. The honor is all mine. I want to thank you for what you've done. I'm glad that I got to kick off season 2 with you. I feel super special
You
right now because
did.
what you've done is just simply amazing, to be able to use your gifts and to really walk in your purpose right now is something that has my heart smiling. So I look forward to coming back. I look forward to helping you in any way that I can. You are a phenomenal queen, and I am so grateful that you decided to not get in your own way and to jump. You came up with an idea, you saw other people doing it, and you said, I'm going to be Ashanti. I'm going to be raw, uncut, who I am, and I'm going to open up the doors for other women, other men, other people to be able to walk in their purpose and utilize their gifts and have this platform. So I'm grateful that we get to collaborate, and I look forward to collaborating even more with you and the entire Get Mighty Meta team. This has definitely been an honor for me. So thank you for having me, and can't wait to be back.
You are very welcome, Queen. And you're definitely coming back. You're definitely coming back because there's so much that we can learn from you. I appreciate you opening up and teaching and being how you are with people because you show how much you love people and how much you want to be able to help others. And when you see others helping themselves, it draws you in to help them even more. And I'm grateful, for all of that. And I'm grateful for the whole Get Money Meta team because, like I said, I would have never met any of you if it wasn't for Get Money Meta.
Absolutely, absolutely. My heart is definitely filled with gratitude. So thank you again, and thank you to everyone who tuned in.
We're out. Y'all have a good one.